Acquisitions and mergers, made easy, equals the easy life. Hey everybody, this is on business acquisitions and mergers. Like the other video I was going over, is the fact that right now is a key moment in history. The timing is perfect. You have the best situation to get the most for your money out of these businesses that are wanting to sell right now, because so many of them are hurting because of this scamdemic or whatever you want to call it. So these times are very critical to making your success. Take advantage of it. I've done this video similar to this way earlier in the series, but I want to go over a couple things. What do you want to do? Much like commercial real estate, if you're looking to get into a business acquisition or merger, actually acquisition, you would want to look for barrier entry businesses that are older people wanting to get out of the business. That's all your medical field, chiropractors, doctors, lawyers, veterinarians, dentists, all these single owner practices that have no person to turn the business over to, and you're going to approach them and you're going to present them with the LOI and all these things and bring them up to the idea, because it's already gone through their mind, I'm sure, and they don't want to work for the rest of their life, and they're definitely planning on retiring. And if you catch them ahead of time, maybe they say no, but you're on the books and they know it, and all kinds of things can go wrong. They can run into money issues, they can run into a divorce, all these things. So it's important that you would go out and look for these deals first and find the deal prior to going and looking on all the business for sale websites and all these other things. So when you find these businesses, you're predicting your own future, because you're finding business owners and you're getting a relationship with them and you're telling them you want to buy their business. You give them the options of how much cash you can pay them and all these things. You're getting it in their head, even though if it wasn't for sale, and then they say no, of course. You follow up with them a couple weeks, whatever. It's already in their mind, and they've been working this thing for 20, 30 years. They want to retire, and they start thinking about the cash. I guarantee you it doesn't take long, a week, couple weeks, or they're going to do it on the spot. So the sales to close ratio is actually pretty high, but you have to have enough braveness to go ahead and make the calls and go visit them in person, or just send out the LOIs and start getting things going. You have to be aggressive and be the first one there with to all the commercial real estate properties and all the businesses, and be brave and be the strongest salesman. If you do that, then you can predict your own future and make things happen. Like the hottest girls, like supermodels, 11 and better, half the guys are too chicken to even go talk to them. Or the best businesses or commercial real estate, if you're not doing it, somebody else is going to do it. So you either deserve to be rich or you don't. That's what you need to ask yourself. And if you have fear, you should be more afraid of being broke and not getting anywhere in life than being afraid of finding what you want in life and making it happen. So that, and the fear of wasting your mind and wasting your thought on stupid things and not staying focused and burning your day and not getting anything accomplished. Life is short. You better get what you need out of it and make it happen, or you're just going to waste it. So it's really up to you. And people being poor is basically your own fault, because that is a product of your brain and what you've thought. Same with people that are overweight. It's basically a mental disorder. It's representation of your mind and your thoughts. The purer your mind, the more focused you are, the better your thoughts are, the better shape you are, and the better at executing things and getting things done. I mean, that's just reality. So start now, get what you want, make your plans, and start making things happen. Once you start getting responses, you're going to get positive reinforcement. Your confidence is going to go up, and it's going to snowball, and you're going to keep expanding and growing more. You're going to get the girls, you're going to get everything you want. You just have to go out and do it. If you're afraid to do it, make yourself do it. Then, even if you suck as a salesman, the more you do it, the better you get. And even a sucky salesman that calls on enough people or does enough contacts, be it commercial real estate, businesses, even though you're sucky, the more you do, because you do more, you can outdo even the best salesman because you're more aggressive and you do more. That's how you become the best. That's how you become super rich. No billionaire made it by having no confidence and not getting what he wants. You have to do that. So, find all these businesses, send them proposals, go there in person, drop it off, follow up with them. You got the business acquisitions and the commercial real estate. The world is wide open. Start the communication, and then you're going to ask for their financials and the books and things like that. But a generally good rule of thumb is basically 5 years worth of income is basically the price of the business. So if it's generating 200,000 a year, you want to offer the guy like a million or or 800,000 cash right off the bat, or 200,000 and then the 800,000 after he works a year. Whatever's negotiable, whatever works. Just get the talks going, and then we can or you can finalize the deal and get it going. The business itself and the assets and the years it's been in business and all the things on the balance sheet and the things that are not on the balance sheet, like copyrights, intellectual rights, and logos and things of that nature, and customers and databases and things that aren't even on the balance sheet, all are going to get this thing financed at 100%, no money out of your pocket and into your hands. So the key is setting up the relationship and getting the communication going. Or depends on how much cash you want to do. You can say a million, and you're going to give him like a couple 100,000 up front, and say that he stays on the practice for like a year to help train and support the operation while you transition it into the new doctor or whoever you're replacing him with. And you're going to have a clawback phase in there. If he does not, or the business fails, you can claw back and get your money back and all these things like that. It's all up to structuring, but you have to go out and find the business and get it going. So you have tons of these individual owner barrier entry businesses. And then, like my previous video, I said that once you get that and you get your new staff in there, you'd probably find some younger guy to run the practice or younger doctor, and then you're going to flip it into uh, an expansion mode where he's going to or you expand it into bringing in other doctors under him if he's that type of person, or a manager type person that can do that. So you're going to build it up to multiple doctors, and you're going to go with the 24-hour service, because dentists 24 hours, veterinarians 24 hours, chiropractors, attorneys, you got all these. I mean, attorneys, they're always, I mean, when you do that and you expand it and then you get it up and you get the management set up and you streamline it and organize it and you redo the office to where it's, modern and modern facility, maybe then you start expanding within the same town, like maybe put an east end, a west end, and then you go to other cities and you duplicate the same model all over the place. Just like commercial real estate, you have to start with one. Or you can do what's also called as a roll up, is you're just going to start buying the same similar practice and roll them up and overtake them all and basically consolidate. It's a consolidation. You could do the same thing with single family homes and starting this or taking it over with care for elderly, which where they rent out each room, and each home makes probably 25,000, 30,000 net, and you rent out each of the room. So it's like a retirement home or an elderly care home with a nurse or whatever, and you present this option of buying theirs the same way. This is basically all no money out of pocket, or unlimited money out of pocket, depends on how we structure it. Or if you got, or we got to get you funding to get 100 or 200,000 down on, $1 million business, $2 million business. We get it all funded. We can get funding for it up to, I don't know, depends on the scenario, up to 90%, which means 10% down. 10% down could come from out of pocket, or we could structure the deal where it's in the deal. If you have any certain skill, even for electrical companies, plumbing companies, and all these things, that can be done. So that's business acquisition. Unless, I mean, you can start your own plumbing, electrical, any service type business, even maid service for homes, and get enough maids working for you, and then kick it over to the night and do maid service for office buildings and expand that. Same thing. But you have to build your revenue streams and build your businesses. So that's what you got to do. So if you need help doing that, you want to present this buyer, you want to present the seller like your LOI and your option. You get a tentative sales agreement, and then you're going to get it to me, and then after that I would just need a copy of credit. Credit has to be average. It doesn't even need to be that fantastic, because it's basically boiled down to the business, and then the financials, balance sheet, and profit and loss. Maybe we would need a pro forma. We can put that together, and then we get started. So that's how you're going to do your business acquisition. And the mergers, if you're already in the business, I can help you with that. Just call me up, and then that's all schematics, really. But the fastest way to make the most money in a merger scenario is you would combine with the competition, and then you dominate the industry. But a lot of people don't want to do that. But if you're older and you're at the age where you're retiring, you're going to pick up the business. This is the same thing J.P. Morgan did back in the day. This is what made him super rich, is mergers. What he did was he would finance both the competition and the main dominant player in every industry. And when he funded them, he said, hey, you guys got to quit being enemies. And he'd replace them or buy the company, and became super rich, because all the businesses in every industry, he ended up dominating all of them, because he combined every business with everything. He rolled up the competitors together. That was the basic business model for mergers in the very first place, in the very beginning. That model still works, makes people super rich. And it's just been done on a bigger scale. The only difference is on the big scale is like when we're going back to the corporations, and like what's real and who you doing your quality team with, is if you have a corporation and you have the right setup, it can actually go public, and then you could do real mergers and acquisitions when you have a board of like 25 board set up and 25 minimum shareholders, and you take it on the road, and you get the right financing, you get the right brokerage house to back it, then you can take it public. But if you start out with crap and you have crap, you can't go very far, because you never had anything to begin with. But if you build all your pieces, every piece goes into the bigger piece, and before you know it, you have a castle. Huge. So there's your mergers and your business acquisitions. So let me know if you need help on that. You want to get funding, credit repair, whatever, give me a call. Or you have questions and you have acquisition you're trying to take and trying to close on. I'm just saying the barrier entry ones are the best ones, because the competition is so far behind, and it's hard for someone to pop in a new business right beside you. So that's what you want to do. And when they're getting older, they're going to retire. And all these businesses, because you got the majority of people retiring, is all over the place. You just have to go out and find it. Now, you can buy super hot thing in tech and all the latest technology. You might want to merge with them and expand on that, but you're going to have to bring your own skill set to the table. And how you would do that would be, if you're going to do AI, robotics, automation, or all the super hot big industries, genomics or whatever, you would get your own team together, or you would find the baddest companies and you would just play middleman and bring them together and then set it up like that, just like Trump did with the Commodore Hotel. And, he married them together when he had no money, no anything, and couldn't even pull anything together. So that's how you do that. So if you got questions, give me a call, 312-473-4163. Thanks. Bye. So when you're trying to accomplish something like that with a high value, high asset, high innovation, high quality type company or business or industry, that you're going to set this team together and you want to do mergers with it, you're going to have a corporation that can go public, which isn't going to be any of these idiots selling garbage on the internet, because it can't go public. You can't even get out of the fucking garage because it's a piece of shit that they've been selling that doesn't even really work. But if you do it right, like I've been saying, it can go public, and the way you would have it set up for the foundation to where it can go public. But before it goes public, you'll have shares, and or when you do go public, all of your team of the baddest of the bad from whatever industry you're going to get into. If you want to get into the super hot industries, you're going to give all these individuals that are high caliber, the best in the field, stock, and they're going to put in your company. They're going to work in your company. You've got the team, and they're all working for stock, and they're going to be part owner. You pull that off, you get your publicity and everything. You find the right brokerage house to take to the public. You got it. You go public. Then you overtake other companies because you got the baddest team, and you keep growing and you build it like Facebook, Google, and everything else. That's how you do that. That is a true merger by definition. So now you have a kind of overview of what mergers and acquisitions are. Acquisitions really just buying a business. Ideally, you want to get the easy stuff, the barrier entry stuff, the medical fields, older people. It can be any business where the guy's older and he has no protege or no legacy or anything behind him or nobody working under him, and set it up. The financing is very easy. I've got the financing for it. It is literally, it's as easy as commercial real estate. It's probably depends on, and if it's a very interesting business or has a lot of skill set and a lot of talent and a lot of licensing, and it's like barrier entry. It's very easy to get extra funding. So not only can we get the money for the business, I can get you money for the equipment, I can get you money for marketing, I can get you more money than even money is needed. And it's anywhere from like 2 weeks to 3 weeks. And the range can be from like 500,000 up to 20 million if it's the right business, but you're probably going to stick around up to 1 to 2 3 million to start out with. So there's some things to think about. Start working your angles, getting your businesses going, getting all your revenue streams lined up. Focus all day long, get all this stuff coming in, and you'll have an empire if you keep building on everything. So if you need help with corporate funding, business funding, personal funding, credit repair, give me a call. My number is 312-473-4163.